Starlight here, and today we're reading
Pixar's Cars.
The biggest car race of the year, the Dinoco 400, was about to begin. Cars packed the stadium ready to cheer on their favourite racers. The rookie, Lightning McQueen, was in his trailer revving up. "I am speed," he repeated to himself. "I am lightning." Then he burst into the stadium and the crowd went wild. "It's the legend, the runner-up, and the rookie," the racer announced. As pictures of the king, Chick Hicks, and Lightning flashed up on the big screens around the stadium, Lightning was fast. But could he beat the king, who had won the most piston cuts in history? Or Chick Hicks, who'd always finished second? Who would be this year's champion and earn the prize Dinoco sponsorship? The crowd went wild with excitement, cheering for the race car they wanted to win. Vroom! Soon the cars were off and racing. Lightning and Chick Hicks sped around the track side by side. Suddenly, Chick slammed into Lightning, sending him skidding off the track. Engine roaring, Lightning raced to catch back up, only to face a huge pileup caused by Chick. "Get through that," Chick muttered as he headed in for a pit stop. Amazingly, Lightning raced between the wrecked cars and leaped into the lead. But while the rest of the racing cars went to the pits, Lightning kept going. Lightning had made a huge mistake. On the last lap, bang, bang, his two rear tires blew out. As he limped towards the finish line, the king and Chip caught up. Lightning struck out his tongue to gain an edge, but it was too close to call. While waiting for the final results, Lightning boasted to the reporters, "I'm a one-man show." "We quit," his insulted pit crew stormed away. "You need to wise up and get yourself a good team," the king told him. But Lightning wasn't listening. He was too busy daydreaming about fame and fortune. Suddenly, Lightning heard the announcement. The race was a three-way tie. A deciding race would be held in California in 1 week. Lightning couldn't wait to win the race and the Dinoco sponsorship, but for now, he had another sponsor. He rolled into the tent and forced a smile. "Use Rusty's and you can always look like me." Many long hours later, Lightning's driver, Mac, needed to get some sleep. "We're driving all night," Lightning insisted, as Mac struggled to stay awake. 4 flashy cars pulled alongside and pushed him back and forth across the road. Startled awake, Mac swerved dangerously. Lightning, asleep in the back, rolled out and awoke to the sight of traffic racing towards him on the interstate. Terrified, Lightning looked for Mac. He thought he saw him going down an exit ramp and quickly followed, but it wasn't Mac. He was lost on the old Highway 66. Suddenly, he heard a loud siren and saw red lights flashing. A sheriff was after him. Lightning raced away fast. Lightning woke to find himself locked up. Last night he roared through a sleepy little town and destroyed the main road. "My name's Mater," a friendly tow truck said. "Where am I?" Lightning asked. "Radiator Springs," Mater replied proudly. Just then, a sheriff arrived. It was time for Lightning to go to court. The courthouse was filled with upset and angry townsfolk. "Make him fix the road," Sally, the town lawyer, told the judge. Sally said that without a road, there would be no travellers or no business for the town. The judge, Doc Hudson, made his ruling. Lightning couldn't leave until he had fixed the road. Lightning pulled Bessie, the road paving machine, down the road as fast as he could. Sticky tar splashed everywhere, and when it dried, the road was uneven and bumpy. When Mater drove down the road, every nut and bolt in his body rattled. "It looks awful," exclaimed Sally. "Now it looks like the rest of the town," Lightning replied rudely. Insulted, Doc stared long and hard at Lightning. Then he challenged the young hotshot to a race. "If you win, you go. If I win, you do the road my way," he said. Lightning agreed. He was sure he could beat the old car. Out at the dirt track, Lightning took a quick lead, leaving Doc in a cloud of dust. But when he made a sharp turn, he lost control and skidded into a cactus patch. "You drive like you fix roads," said Doc. "Badly." Humiliated, Lightning went back to work. The next morning, the townsfolk woke up to a smooth new road. Even Doc was impressed. But where was Lightning? He was practicing the turn he'd missed when he had raced Doc. Watching Lightning miss the turn again, Doc offered some advice. "You've got to turn right to go left." Lightning just laughed. What did Doc know about racing? That night, at the cozy cone where Lightning was staying, Mater showed off his backwards driving. "Maybe I'll use that technique in my big race," Lightning said. "I'll be the first rookie in history to ever win. I'll get a big new sponsor with a private helicopter." Lightning even promised Mater a helicopter ride. "I know I made a good choice," Mater told Lightning. "A good choice about what?" "My best friend," said Mater. Lightning smiled as Mater drove away. When Lightning went to his room in Sally's motel, he discovered that she had overheard the conversation. "Did you mean it? That you'll get him a helicopter ride?" she asked. Who knows?" Lightning said casually. Sally turned to leave. "Mater trusts you," she said frowningly. "Thanks for letting me stay here," Lightning added quickly. "Good night," Sally replied. The next morning, while Lightning was waiting for his daily fuel ration, he wandered into Doc's back garage, and then he saw it. A grimy old piston cup. The plaque read, "The Hudson Hornet, Champion 1951. There were piston cups from 1952 and 1953 too. Lightning couldn't believe it. Doc was a racing champion. When Doc found Lightning, he was furious. "The sign says stay out." "You're the Hudson Hornet. You still hold the record for the most wins in a single season," Lightning babbled. "All I see is a bunch of empty cups," Doc grumbled as he pushed Lightning outside and slammed the garage door. Bursting with excitement, Lightning told everyone in town about Doc, but they all thought he was crazy. Sally arrived and gave Lightning a full tank of fuel. Lightning could have sped out of town, but instead, he happily drove with Sally through the beautiful mountains. "The Real Well Motel," Sally said, showing Lightning an empty building. "It used to be the most popular stop on Highway 66. Then Sally told him that she was once a big shot lawyer in Los Angeles. On a drive across the country, she'd landed in Radiator Springs. It was the first time she had truly felt like she was home. Sally explained that the big interstate outside town hadn't always existed. Before it, Highway 66 had been the main road. Back then, cars didn't drive on it to make up great time. They drove on it to have a great time. Then the town got bypassed just to save 10 minutes of driving." Sally sighed. "One of these days, we'll find a way to get back on the map." Later that afternoon, Lightning spotted Doc wearing racing tyres at the dirt track. Ducking out of sight, the rookie watched Doc race effortlessly around the tricky curve that had given Lightning so much trouble. "Wow, you're amazing!" exclaimed Lightning. "How could a car like you quit at the top of your game?" he asked. "You think I'd quit? They quit on me," Doc replied bitterly. Lightning listened to Doc as Doc told him about his big crash. When Doc had recovered, he'd been replaced by a rookie like Lightning. The next morning, the new main road stretched from one end of Radiator Springs to the other. "Good riddance," muttered Doc, happy that the racing car appeared to have finished the job and left town. But Lightning hadn't left. Instead, he became the best customer of Radiator Springs he had seen in a long time. He got new tyres, some Fillmore organic fuel, supplies at Sarge's, bumper stickers at Lizzie's, and a paint job at Ramon's. "What do you think?" Lightning asked, surprising Sally with his makeover. "It looks like you've helped everybody in town," Sally said gratefully. On Lightning's cue, the shopkeepers turned on their newly fixed neon signs, just as they had done in Radiator Springs' heyday. It was time to cruise. Everyone drove happily and slowly up and down the street. It all seemed close to perfect. Until a wall of headlights approached. "We've found Lightning," boomed a voice from a helicopter. Reporters swarmed the town. "I'm sorry I lost you, boss," Max said. And on Max's speakerphone, Lightning's agent, Harv, told him to get to the race fast. Pushing through the crowd, Lightning found Sally, but he didn't know what to say. "I hope you find what you're looking for," Sally told him. Then she turned and disappeared into the crowd. "Sally!" Lightning called after her, but it was too late. As Mac pulled out of town with Lightning, the reporters followed. "It's best for everyone," said Doc. "Best for everyone or best for you?" challenged Sally. "I didn't get to say goodbye," Mater said sadly. Everyone went home and turned off their lights. The hope and happiness that had filled the air that night was gone. Radiator Springs was quiet once more. Doc felt ashamed as he realized how much Lightning had done for their town. Soon, Lightning was at the Los Angeles International Speedway, in the middle of the biggest race of his life. But his heart wasn't in it. Lightning couldn't stop thinking about Sally and the friends he had left behind. The King and Chick were taking the lead. Suddenly, Lightning found himself heading straight for a wall. As he recovered from the near miss, Lightning heard a familiar voice over the radio. It was Doc! All of Lightning's Radiator Springs friend had come to be his crew, and when the fans saw that Doc, the fabulous Hudson Hornet, was the crew chief, they gave a roaring cheer. Doc focused on Lightning. "If you can drive as well as you can fix a road, then you can win this race with your eyes shut," he shouted. Lightning took off with a new determination. When Chick bumped him off the track, he used the turn right to get left trick. He even drove backwards like Mater. But just as he was about to cross the finish line and win, he looked back and saw that Chick had caused the King to crash. As soon as Chick won the race, Lightning sped back to the King. "What are you doing, kid?" Doc asked through the headset. "I think the King should finish his last race," Lightning answered as he pushed the racing car over the finish line. The crowd cheered loudly. Chick had finally won his Piston Cup, but the fans booed him. Lightning joined his friend at the Rusty's tent. He'd never felt happier when Tex, the owner of Dynaco, asked, "How'd you like to be the new face of Dynaco?" Lightning graciously said no. He decided to stay loyal to the Rusty's gang, who had believed in him from the very beginning. He did ask Tex for one small favour though. Back at the wheel, well, Sally was looking over a valley when she heard a voice say, "I hear this place is back on the map." It was Lightning. There's a rumour floating around that a hotshot Piston Cup racing car is setting up a big racing headquarters there. The two cars smiled happily at each other. That's when Mater came flying by in a Dynaco helicopter. "Well, here's my best friend," Lightning said, laughing. Sally smiled. Lightning was home at last. Thank you so much. I've been Captain Starlight. Bye.